Like returning to the scene of the crime.
Howdy, Ruby.
I already know where the bodies are buried.
Fans were delighted when a new trailer for Wednesday's second season dropped recently. We had the chance to see the star child of the Addams family as she prepared to return to Nevermore Academy for her second year of education and supernatural mystery solving. The first season provided murders, resurrected enemies, and a monster hidden in plain sight. Wednesday didn't expect her first year at a new school to be filled with so many twists and turns, but it made for an interesting story that kept us viewers on the edge of our seats. With the next season on the horizon, there are many things fans want to see when the first episode premieres. Today's video will be all about fans' expectations and the plot lines we don't want to miss.
Because I refuse to embrace the culture of dishonesty and denial permeating the school.
Number 1. Wednesday's seer abilities. In the first episode of the series, Wednesday learns about her little brother Pugsley being bullied by her classmates through a prophetic vision. To protect Pugsley and teach his bullies a lesson, she turns to violence and releases piranhas into the school pool, causing chaos and injuries among the other students. Naturally, her behavior leads to her removal from the school, so her parents decide to enroll her in Nevermore Academy. This boarding school also serves as a refuge for supernatural outcasts. Coincidentally, it's also where her parents attended, and it's the perfect place for Wednesday to hone her emerging powers, as her vision about Pugsley isn't a one-and-done deal. Wednesday continues to have visions during her time at Nevermore. It turns out that she's a fledgling seer and she inherited her abilities from her mother Morticia. Throughout the first season, the visions warn Wednesday of danger, including her imminent death that she later avoids, and help her navigate her numerous investigations. Without these visions, she never would have learned about her ancestor Goody Addams, her connection to Joseph Crackstone, or what he had planned for the rest of Nevermore. Most fans hope to see the series do more with Wednesday's abilities, specifically with her skills as a seer. We can assume she spent her vacation honing her abilities and will rely on them when she returns to Nevermore for the following school year. It would make sense if the more she used them, the more intense and real they became, allowing her to interact with and interpret them on a grander scale. There is a scene of Wednesday having a vision in the trailer as she looks to the sky with blood pooling from her eyes, which points to her visions becoming more intense or painful. Number 2. The Addams family. Most people who tuned in for the first season of Wednesday were already familiar with the Addams family. The fictional family is so prevalent in mainstream media and pop culture that most people don't need to watch a previous adaptation to recite the jingle or recognize them from a photograph, which means that almost everyone knows what they're signing up for when they hit play on the newest Addams Family adaptation. However, many of the more diehard fans are older viewers who grew up watching films and television series featuring the entire Addams family. Audiences everywhere fell in love with the romance between Morticia and Gomez, the bizarre behavior of Wednesday and Pugsley, and the peculiar extended family that popped in from time to time, such as Uncle Fester or Cousin It. While Wednesday is the undisputed main character of this series, the rest of her family does make cameos. We see glimpses of her parents and Pugsley, who see her off to Nevermore Academy and check in from time to time. Wednesday also learns about her parents' pasts during her investigations, where she's often joined by Thing, the sentient hand and loyal family member whom Gomez left behind to keep a close eye on his daughter. The recent trailer shows each member of the Addams family, so it's safe to assume that they'll have a few cameos scattered throughout the new episodes. Still, fans can't help wanting them to play a more significant role in the plot compared to the last season.
Have it your way, Mother.
Wednesday?
If you refuse to tell me the truth, I'll just have to excavate it myself.
Number 3. Morticia in Wednesday. Speaking of playing a significant role in the plot, many fans want Morticia to become more than an idle cameo for the second season. Of all the members of the Addams family who could become a main character besides Wednesday, most fans want Morticia to spend more time with her daughter, either as a teacher at Nevermore Academy or by pulling her out of school to offer sage advice. It's common for parents to have strained relationships with their teenage children, and that seemed to be the case for Morticia with Wednesday throughout the trailer. There's a voiceover in which Morticia tells Wednesday that all families have secrets and some are better left buried, otherwise there might be serious consequences. Instead of taking her mother's warning seriously, Wednesday tells Morticia not to worry because she works best in the dark. I have a sneaking suspicion that the pair won't see eye to eye next season, despite having every reason to work together. Wednesday inherited her seer abilities from her mother, so if anyone were best suited to teach her how to use them, it would be Morticia. Moreover, having something in common could help bridge the gap that has grown between them, allowing their bond to reform stronger than ever. Wednesday found herself in a lot of trouble in the first season and put her life on the line more than once. If she were put in mortal peril once again, it would be beneficial if she could rely on her parents for help.
I know we've had our difficulties lately, navigating the treacherous shoals of our mother-daughter relationship.
Number 4. Tyler's villain arc. Romance was the last thing on Wednesday's mind when her time at Nevermore put her in the middle of a murder investigation, violent monsters, and unlocking her brand new abilities. Despite this, fate had her crossing paths with Tyler Galpin, a local teenager who lives in Jericho and works at Weathervane. He strikes up an unlikely friendship with Wednesday and finds himself amid a love triangle with her and her classmate Xavier. Unfortunately, the season takes a devastating turn when Wednesday discovers that Tyler is a Hyde, a monstrous creature responsible for several murders in Nevermore and Jericho. As he's the center of Wednesday's primary investigation and the cause of various deaths, Wednesday, Enid, and his father have to work together to stop him from harming anyone else. His friendship with Wednesday comes to an abrupt end as he's chained up and taken away to Willow Hill Psychiatric Hospital. While Tyler's future is unknown, he does have a brief appearance in the most recent trailer. Still chained and presumably a permanent resident of the psychiatric hospital, he doesn't seem happy with his current circumstances. He may be biding his time and planning his escape so that he might enact his revenge on Wednesday.
Oral said you were dead.
I'm feeling much better now.
You're like a cockroach.
Please, flattery will get you nowhere.
Number 5. Enid's werewolf journey. Wednesday didn't plan to make friends at all when she enrolled at Nevermore Academy, but there is no denying how infectious the genuine kindness from Enid Sinclair can be. The two roommates were as different as night and day, so it's no surprise that they struggled to overcome their differences and find a common ground during their earliest days of rooming together. But even Wednesday can care for other people, especially when those people put their best foot forward to be her friend. The pair's friendship truly blossoms after their shared victory in the Po Cup, where they must work together to defeat other teams from Nevermore competing for the prize. Enid eventually feels comfortable enough to confide in Wednesday about her inability to wolf out, a trait that makes her feel inferior compared to her fellow werewolves. Fortunately for Enid, the key to unlocking her transformation was a full blood moon, which occurred in the finale of the first season. As a werewolf, Enid was able to come to Wednesday's aid and help her battle the Hyde, matching him blow for blow and ultimately using her superior strength to gain the upper hand. Now that Enid has learned how to unlock her werewolf transformation, many fans expect to see this new side of her throughout the second season. If she decides to join Wednesday during her investigations, then she can act as the muscle should more monsters like the Hyde attack them. It's also possible that this new side to her character will allow her to connect with other werewolves, allowing new characters to debut in future episodes. The trailer promised more horror, featuring both old and new characters, as well as plenty of secrets for Wednesday to uncover. The vengeance planned by Joseph Crackstone and Marilyn Thornhill, who admired him, wasn't the only danger lying in wait for Nevermore Academy. The students there are still outcasts from the rest of society, and Wednesday and her investigation may be the last line of defense between survival and sudden death.
Nevermore continues to be an enigma. A place where the questions far outweigh the answers.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and turn on notifications to stay updated on our uploads.
She makes a killer virgin mojito. It can get pretty wild.
Wow, do you guys even have a bedtime?